Not in that way. Not in that way. Behave. That's not what I meant. Not in, you know what I mean. Not in that way. He's a dirty one, this one. So how was the vacation? Welcome back to
The land of what?
to this joint, Zimbabwe, House of Stone, Zimbabwe. Yeah, House of Life.
House of life. I just sure love my house of life.
House of Life.
Vacation was good, bro. Could just had that bad experience with my flight back.
Yes, please tell the people. In the complaint, yango futi, but
Nah, it's just I was flying on Mozambican Airlines this time for the first time, and
horrible first impression.
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
It was-
Mozambique.
I don't want to say too much because just the thought of it pisses me off even more. Actually pisses me off by myself because I let that happen. We were in the airport for 10 hours.
Bruh, the worst.
No assurance whether this plane was coming or not. And I'm
That's the worst
looking like
kind of layover.
and you look, everyone was just, when you're angry to the point where all you can do is laugh.
You go through all the stages of rage until you get to laughter.
Don't even go through all the stages. You get so angry so fast that you end up just laughing. And you're just like,
Kind of like when your mom is about to beat your ass.
yeah. And you're like, and there's no way you can get rid of this ass whooping or nothing. Like, kuti ndrokurohwa ndakapinda umba na 7. Ndotozati ndakumamzwa
There's no hope for you.
And you're just like,
It's too late. It's too late too
But
quickly.
yeah, we're back here. We're back here with another episode of WDYT.
This is
Happy
episode
New
3,
Year to
right?
all those. This is episode 3 because
Merry Christmas.
everyone was crying, saying, "You need a new episode. Where's the new episode?"
Yeah.
Rapo.
It's here. It's here.
So if yours do not comment and send us good feedback,
We're fighting. We're fighting.
Okay. But shout out to everyone that's been supporting the podcast so far. We've been getting good comments.
Yes.
Some criticisms, but nonetheless, all good.
Mostly
shout out
positive
to
stuff.
Dismatic. Niggas, one of our biggest fans of the podcast. Niggas always
Shout
asking
out.
me, when's the next one? Nah, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
And shout out, like I said, to everyone who's been watching. New year, new things. Some of us cut our hair.
He got it. No, show them. Show them the haircut. Show them.
No, I know so. I try to get people wet.
Okay. I don't want to get people wet. It's fine. That's okay. Hey, is it just me or do you hear gunshots coming from outside?
No.
I keep hearing.
I know, but
You heard that, right? Another one. The avenues are getting dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Right now he's by the balcony, trying to peek to see, what's going on. Because it's really like extremely loud. It sounds like actual gunshots, although it probably isn't, because I don't know if there are any Zimbabweans that own guns that are not law enforcement or criminals. I don't know. We don't really have amendment rights over here. Sense now. That makes sense now. Yeah, they're making noise. Anyway, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the pod. 2024.
2024, new things. And
New year, new things, new people.
Yeah, so far it's gotten. Yeah.
It's been a year already, and we're only in February. I saw a meme the other day, and Ganzi, the past 11 months have been horrible. Ganzi, it's been 11 days in January, my guy. Calm down. That's how crazy it's been. Although it hasn't been too crazy, though. It's been hot, as you can see. I'm in a vest.
And also got these things are going to be like pastors today.
Shall I go deeper? And the Lord said to Moses. I'm joking. Yeah, there was the plane crashes in Japan. And then the Alaska did you see the Alaska Airlines airplane door just popped off mid-flight?
Really? Oh yes,
I saw that. The Boeing 737 just.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Door just goes.
I was like,
Ventilation.
I love the way everyone was. I love the way everyone was so calm in that video. Everyone's like, we're gonna die now, right?
You gotta love certain types of Americans, because their ability to not panic in a situation where, like, you could literally die from this. If your seatbelt, if you just happen to wanna go to the toilet, you're going out.
There I have to protest against you, bro. Japanese are better, bro. You saw that? It wasn't crash, but it was. I think the plane caught fire or something.
Where everyone escaped, but then 2 firefighters died or something. Yeah.
Dude, that thing was filling up with smoke, and you could see like flames outside the window.
Yeah.
And niggas were just on some.
They're waiting for instructions towards the arch.
But that's why I was just like, you know what, you gotta love Asians. I'm not being racial or anything, but 50% of them were on their classic Asian thing of
taking for
like, dude, you can see there's fire outside the window, and not like funny like there's flames that are going, and
huge flames. They're like, ooh, I gotta get this for TikTok, man. Just gotta
TikTok,
get the shot.
TikTok might not even exist in heaven,
or hell, depending on where they end up. We don't know.
Saka, yeah, that shit happened, and then obviously my documentary, my interviews.
You know what?
Right. So I'm sorry, but I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
TV Josh.
So disclaimer before we say anything. Before I say anything, disclaimer. We're talking about the fiction. Don't sue us. We're talking about the fictional version of TB Joshua, the version mentioned on the BBC documentary, the 3 episodes. I'm not sure if they did any more after that. I think it was only the 3, right?
They just cut it off at the 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then in the third one, that's when they talk
that's
about
when
him passing away.
Yeah. So we're talking about the fictional version of TB Joshua, the documentary version. So don't sue us. But our opinions are gonna be intense, probably. We'll see as we go.
I love how you're trying to justify that you're not going to go deep onto this.
No, we're gonna go deep, but just know we're talking about the documentary version, because these are all, as you know, if you watch the documentary, these are all technically allegations. Because there was no like proper evidence except for that one item we're talking about before we turned on the cameras, the building. Yeah, aside from the building
thing. Talk about the building, no.
Aside from the building thing, all the other stuff was like circumstantial. So yeah.
So what is your viewpoint on this whole matter? Because obviously, for those who didn't watch, which I doubt any, because I
know a guy who didn't watch it, and he's like, I will never watch it. TB Joshua was perfect.
For those that didn't watch it and don't know what it's about, it's basically saying that this nigga was he was a rapist. He was a raper.
He was a therapist.
Yeah.
He was
that kind of thing. And you know, it was a R. Kelly situation all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go and watch it if you haven't watched it.
If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's entertaining.
Amazing television.
Yeah. Don't take it too personally, because that's the problem, that, you know, because when you look at talking to the African audience, Africans take it emotionally because, you know, Africa is seen as a Christian continent. Yeah. So people, you know, take offense and everything. Don't watch it from a Christian perspective or any religious point. Take it as entertainment. I think it'll be easier for you to handle the stuff being said in the documentary. So to answer your question, my point of view, yeah, it was a lot. I wasn't expecting them to go that hard. Like the end credit scene for episode 1. I don't know what I'm even calling it an end credit scene, but technically that's what it is. The end credit scene of episode 1, and then it shows in episode 2 I don't remember any of the names. The guy, the male guy who was the main male who was talking about TB Joshua, the one who was saying he has been with him for years or whatever. Where he grabs I don't know if it was a belt, the prop that he had, and then he starts hitting the chair. It's like the prop. Yeah. I was like, wow, that is intense.
You take this prop like this, and he go, yeah.
Like, yo, that was
dude,
that was intense.
That dude was low-key the highlight of that whole thing.
That was entertaining.
Because that dude, bro,
that dude was
every time you would demonstrate something, he would also demonstrate it
physical.
Like you think he's reenacting the whole scene, especially in that part where he's like, he used to discipline his people like this, and he go, wah.
And then he started talking about TB Joshua's love child, that daughter, and he talked about her being beaten, and he was also being physical with it. He was like, that one, you'd call.
He was there also.
He was there as well, probably beating. He was like, he would call us and would beat her, would kick her and punch her and slap her, and like this in
like
front of him.
Devil's child.
But so like the way I feel about that documentary as a whole, it was number one, like I mentioned earlier, entertaining. If bare minimum, it was entertaining. It was shocking revelations, and also at the same time, though a lot of the stuff is circumstantial or whatever, like I feel like there is possibility of truth in the grand scheme of the story, because the allegations that they were making, like for example with the women, when it comes to TB Joshua and the women and stuff, when you then look at, I'm not going to mention the name, but he's a spiritual son, you know him, right?
Who's the spiritual son? Oh
yes,
my guy.
That one. Yeah, that's I don't
know why you were scared to say it.
I don't know. We might get sued anyway. So yeah, like
really.
So because the reason why I brought that up is because he's gone through almost identical allegations when it comes to women. There was the chick from Blues. There were these other women that were saying, this and that and this and those.
But I know she can live on TV.
No, he wasn't to that scale.
We don't know. Maybe
we don't know.
We might see a documentary of him 10 years down the line from now. But that dude.
True. Yeah, that documentary was a lot.
This nigga had people coming from other country, like to Africa, and it's like, I'm going to freaking smash all these.
I'm gonna. Do you remember the statement that he said? The statement that the guy, or was it the lady, the two oldest people on the docu, that were saying, one of them or both of them said, Kuti, he's revenging for colonialism, his ancestors being slaves. I was like,
he said it. It was not.
He said it. I was like,
I'm revenging.
I was like, bro, come on. Like, you know what? I mean, yeah, everyone at some point, especially here in Africa, where the wounds are still fairly young across the continent of slavery. I mean, at some point we gotta let it go, because if we don't let it go, we'll keep on just going through this cycle of unnecessary pain.
Dude was something else, bro.
That documentary. I'm tempted to watch it again. Like, I almost never repeat things.
The messed up part was that this nigga's church is still going on. It's still growing,
bro. With wife right there in charge.
Knowing full that this lady knew that.
She knew I was... Bro, do you remember when they were like, she wasn't allowed on his floor? Like, he had the whole top floor, it was his, and his wife would not sleep anywhere on that floor. Like, did they have an agreement? do they have like a quid pro quo? Yeah,
Because
facts. Yeah, money.
I personally feel she probably was like, you know what, it's okay.
It's not like I have much of a choice at this point. Exactly.
Oh, we know she was probably doing the same thing with the niggas in that church.
Yeah, it's possible. Just because she wasn't the face, so it wasn't gonna be a big documentary talking about her escapades. So his escapades are way better.
What killed me about that documentary is when they were showing a lot of the old footage, and you see the way this nigga would, especially like the how he'd preach and stuff. A lot of the things he was saying out bluntly that like there was a part where they showed and he was like, you may look at me as a godly person, but for all you know, I'm not. And
ooh, yeah, I remember that one. That was a clue.
Basically him telling you guys that
confession,
and I'm just
confession.
But these white people, preach, Papa. You're like,
bro, you know what?
And this nigga's beating white people on freaking live TV camera, like.
Talking about our.
Did you see that white chick, bro? That was being. I think it was like a prophecy. No prophecy, sorry, like a confession or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a prostitute or something. This old white lady, and nigga just went down.
You're like, whoa, calm down, mate. Calm down, bro. Like, breathe, bro. Like, no need to be that aggressive. And he loved preaching about women having the spirit of lust and all these things. I didn't it's one of those things where you don't realize something.
You're being cheated. But then that very day, Saka
took it as it. Saka uguya ku bedroom at. Uguya iwewe unoyana 8. Iwewe uyana 9. Iwewe uyana half 9.
Oh yeah. You're being lustful.
Anyway, that was beautiful. Oh my goodness.
We can talk about that one for a long time.
The building.
So much. The building also.
The building one. You know what? Our condolences go out to the families.
Yes. May your loved ones that you lost in that building collapsing rest in peace.
Yeah, like the majority South Africans, and then the few that were from elsewhere outside of South Africa. But you know what? I don't know who was in charge of his video editing team, but that person did a great job putting that drone or whatever that was flying in, because the drone's flying. Because originally there was nothing, and I don't know who did the blending and the what. They blended it in so perfect. It did not look fake. On first looks, it didn't look fake until you scrutinize it.
These niggas are from Nigeria. These niggas, Nigerians, Nigeria.
Filmmaking, the number one filmmaking country in Africa. They know what they're doing. When it comes to this stuff.
Those niggas know how to. They know.
That was, you know what?
You heard what they said? They said that thing, he was warned.
He was told good because the foundation
did not go over
a certain height, and he was like, no, add more.
Did higher.
Add more. And you're like, bro, the professionals are telling you because of the foundation that they did for the original plans that you gave them, your additions can't work.
And it's like,
nah,
put it higher.
Fuck that. Taka more floors. Nah, bro. Nah, that's not how construction works. That's not how anything works. They could have done it.
You see me touching my nose a lot today. I've got my allergies are acting up.
Allergy season.
I hate it.
Like, they could have just instead added a second building, same height. Now that would have been a baller move. Instead of one tall building, have like two buildings that are like whatever number of floors the original size was supposed to be. That would have been baller. That would have been like, oh, TBD, they got money they got that real money. And then they started paying people to shut them up, the families of the deceased, and specifically South African ones. Like, yo, my G, but money is not enough to shut up an African.
Okay, we all know all these things that's happening in this documentary is still allegations. But those guys that said they didn't take the money, I was like,
did you not take the money? Although the one guy, unless. Because again,
okay, I'm not saying that.
They play games.
I'm not saying that okay, no one knows what really happened, right? Only God knows whether
What
they took the
actually
money or
happened.
not.
Yeah.
But there was a particular person that was in that video, and this dude was really like, I told him this, hey, keep your money, and and he was trying to sell it so hard that he didn't take the money. I couldn't help but think,
You're trying a bit too hard to try and tell us that you didn't take the money.
Like,
Yeah, like
I
it's
was
a
like,
bit sus. It's a bit suspicious.
Dude,
Are you sure?
Baba, I got 25,000. Got nice.
Yeah.
What man?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's a lot
This
of money.
is Africa.
Yeah.
Right,
But you know,
let's cut that story off now before people
start attacking us. Good, hey, you hate South Africans. Like, okay, so let's go back to the beginning of that one. So as someone that served a mission, I kind of get the desire to go out and serve and whatever. But these British, and I'm not an American, right? They had British and American kids, the white kids, or was it just British kids? Because I saw mostly British ones.
There was a lot of British ones.
Yeah. Like, but then, so where my issue now stands with this whole thing is, what parent? Because if you remember correctly, a lot of them were saying they were under the age of 18 when they moved to Scotland.
Like the initial victims, those first ones, a lot of them, I think they were like 17,
16, 17. Yeah. So like, I'm not victim shaming.
Yeah.
I'm more like attacking parents again, like we did with the surviving R. Kelly thing.
Yeah.
Like, why explain to me why these parents keep falling for keep doing the same mistakes. Your child is underage. Your child should not be going anywhere where you are not supervising them, where you have no power over what happens to them in their day-to-day lives, unless it's a school, of which even a school, parents go and check it out. They go visit every week. They're supposed to visit every month at a boarding school. Yeah. How are you now sending your child to a foreign, not even a foreign country, a foreign continent, where it's not a secret that white people aren't exactly the most favored people in Africa?
Not even just that.
And then you send your children there.
Not even just that. At the time of when those ones started going, bro, this nigga didn't even have a proper church. He had to like to punish my tapes. He had to Buddha arpanze.
Exactly. Like what are you doing?
It's bad preacher, but I'm just saying this dude you could tell that this nigga is like, it's not, he's a startup thing, and you're going to give your whole life to this nigga that doesn't even have a church yet.
Exactly. Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, what are you?
But I guess though it was under the parents fell under the thing of they're going to do the Lord's work.
But okay, I get that. But your child is underage. No matter how you want to look at it. Me as an uncle of you as an uncle, me as an uncle of I don't know how many kids at this point. My cousins have so many children. Like, I would not like my oldest cousin, my oldest niece is 14. I would not, in turning 15 this year, I would not want to hear my cousin, the mother, or her husband tell me, Guti, this year Caitlin is going to this place for this amount of time, and I'm going to egg. I'll be like, why are you not tagging along? Where humanitarian thing or missionary thing? No, underage kids. I'm sorry
to say,
no.
But that's why you didn't see any Zimbabwean children.
Facts. Because as much as Zimbabwean parents love God and whatever, we won't do that. We are going together. Until you're over 18, I'm living with you.
In fact, I don't say, antika mukumwona pa TV, antika pane channel.
Mumuona pa TV anti. Mumuona pa TV. You're not going to Nigeria.
Nigeria
kunoite ikoko.
Ndosaka kuisira pa TV kuti
mumuone muri kunyika kwenyu. Kana ngachida kuti muuye aisa pa TV.
Wadedzwa naye ausati.
Aunadedzwa nezita ndi prophet, kana achida kukuona anokudedza nezita. Zimbabwe parents.
Shout out to the Zimbo parents.
You gotta love Zimbo parents, man. I love Zimbo parents.
That was that story.
Yeah,
and then obvious also there was the whole fiasco, the whole Holy 10 fiasco.
Holy 10? What? What's going on,
Holy
bro?
10, yeah.
You know me, Zimbabwean entertainment, as much as I'm part of it, it's exhausting.
Okay, you saw the Cat Williams one, right?
Oh yeah, when that I love. Oh my God, Cat. We'll talk about that later. Holy 10.
So basically, Holy 10 thought he was the Zimbabwean Cat Williams, and he went off with
He snitched.
not snitched, but he did this whole podcast thing, and then there was he was now trolling, saying, "I'm the king," and
The king of what?
Hip hop in Zim, and then he started naming Uyu, this nigga akarara pamba pango ni was nobody Uyu ndakambombadara izvi. But the way it came across, it was just like one of those man,
Trying to be arrogant vibes.
you could tell Aruchaga is just looking for attention because music yake bore.
When Baba Harare tries to sell his album by mentioning me on Facebook, and then you say I'm not the best. That's what's hurting me. Everybody is trying to talk about the GOAT. Everybody is trying to talk about the legend, the mystery, Holy 10.
I'm sorry, but music yako bore.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say like the only song. The only song that I liked, Holy 10, and I'm not sure if it's even Holy 10, and it was mostly the instrumental and nothing else, is Appetite.
I don't even know which one that is.
You see,
Like you, I sent him a message and he saw it. I told him, I need you to read this message 300 times.
You said that?
I told when you did.
Shit.
and it was mostly the beat, nothing else. The rest of the
For
song
me,
was just
and
a
I
waste
feel
of space.
the reason why I'm saying good music, bore. And I know
He's gonna release a diss track at Disappear if he ever sees this episode. Bring it
the
on.
reason why I'm saying
Bring
that
it
is
on.
because
I got boys that will write lyrics for me. And we'll diss you back. Come, bring it.
before I go any further, those who like Holy 10, do not take what I'm about to say personally. Please, this is just what I think.
But if you take it personally, it's your problem.
Because his talent and way he puts himself is
Or the
I'm not
levels
saying
don't
he's
match.
a bad artist, but dude makes it seem like he's
He's a 10.
He's a 10.
Oh,
and,
no pun intended. Holy
dude,
10.
Guys, when that first song came out, Bojang, I was like, okay, this is something.
Oh, that was Holy 10.
Yeah, that was the first track that ever came out. And I was
decent.
like, okay, it's got a vibe. And then the next one came out, and then there was the album, and then now the music just became monotonous. Like we know niggas know with the mama
Holy. Holy.
and then that's the person you want to now say hey,
He's the best.
He's the best.
Has he listened? You know what? The other issue also, Eripoga, is that these higher level artists, we'll call them higher level because he thinks he's up there, right? Yeah. They don't understand. They don't know the other artists that are in the industry that just haven't been lucky enough to go as mainstream as them.
Holy 10, you're a fantastic rapper. You're like the hottest rapper in Zim, and you're going to be for a while, right? That's given. But if we were to put you on a collab with, you're a hip-hop artist, okay, Jay-Z, do you think that's going to blow you
I
up
will
crazy?
body Jay-Z, bro, any day.
Like our mutual friend Larry.
Yeah.
Larry will
Shout out to Larry.
Shout out to Larry the Nomad. Like Larry will floor Holy 10 any day of the week.
Larry can be
Larry can wake. Like we've heard this guy's songs. If you haven't heard Larry the Nomad, one word. Look for his music on Spotify and Deezer. I'm not sure if it's on Apple Music. It should be. Check it out. Larry the Nomad. One word. You will understand what we're saying. Like Larry, if you wake him up at 1 a.m. and tell him to write a diss track on anyone, he will produce the greatest diss track you've ever heard. You've got people like AT and Rebel.
Yeah.
These guys are amazing lyricists that can again floor Holy 10 any day of the week. It's just that unfortunately they didn't go as mainstream as Holy 10. So he needs to get off his high horse, become a little bit humble before the music industry humbles him.
The music industry needs to humble him. I truly feel that's what needs to be done. Because
it will end in tears. It will end in tears.
He needs that wake up call. He needs to be humbled.
Yeah, because I'll give an example of an international artist who tried to do what Holy Ten is doing now, and it didn't end well for him. Machine Gun Kelly. What happened? He went after Eminem, who was removed from rap, went to rock, went after I'm forgetting the band. They destroyed him. What is he doing now? Movies. And they're not even good movies. Put on top of it. They're not even good movies on top of it. You don't. As much as I don't know Holy Ten and I don't care about him at all, I wouldn't want to see him destroyed. I wouldn't want to see him destroyed. Because if he keeps pushing the wrong buttons, he's going to wake up demons that were sleeping. Vanamudiwa vakasiyana nezvemusic. Ukada kutanga kumhanya uchiti you are the best, vanamudiwa vanobuda out of retirement vakakudiscipline.
Yeah.
You check. So
I think
actually, you know what? Mudiwa, do something. Discipline imundu mdara because abada akudafariza. He's going too far. Speaking of people in retirement, and this person is not even in retirement. I just was looking for a segue. Elon Musk. Shout out Elon. This is the third time I've talked about you in 3 episodes. I love you, bro. Like, you're the best.
Starlink.
Oh, Starlink is illegal.
Zimbabwe. You guys know all those that watch this. This nigga.
I'm the biggest Elon fan in all his companies. You know, the boring company, Tesla, Starlink. See, actually, what I want is a Cybertruck. Not even to own one. Just he can bring it. We test drive.
Mupe zita akafanana mwana wako. Mupe zita kunge wifi password.
What's his name? Ash something. Ash. Yeah, that one. Ash. Like, I really want a Cybertruck. Elon, can you send us a Cybertruck? In fact, send us a Cybertruck with a Apple Vision Pro headset and a MetaQuest 3. Apple Vision Pro will be for him because he likes the expensive things. I'm okay with the MetaQuest.
I don't even know what that is.
What? You don't watch the news?
Why should I watch the news?
We were watching the news just now.
Loki, do you know now we were watching the news? That was the first time I ever watched the news in I don't know.
So the Vision Pro, you know, like the standard virtual reality headsets. Yes. Yeah. So the Vision Pro is Apple's I'm gonna call it an impersonation of that, but it's not really VR. It's more I think they're calling it augmented reality, not virtual reality. Because how it works is you've got the headset on. It's part of their new quantum computing initiative / projects or whatever. So how it works, you got this headset on. It's basically a full computer on it. So it's got a video pass through so that you can see your environment. And then you've got your computer inside this thing. So you've got your computer monitor and you've basically your whole computer monitor set up, and you've got your app store and all that.
I want that thing. You've sold it enough. I want it.
And unlike the VR headsets where they have like those Joy-Con remote control thingies, it's all hand gestures and eye tracking. So you don't need a remote for it and whatever. But it's $3,500.
Millions.
No, but $3,500 for a headset that does not exactly the same, but similar things to the MetaQuest 3, which is essentially the same thing but with controls for $500.
My scientists.
No, I just love tech that makes life easier.
Like I said, in fact,
because funny enough, what's it called? Is it Neuralink? The brain chip thing company, Elon. Yeah. They made, I forgot what, I think they're calling it telepathy, the first chip. They've now started human testing. They recently, I think last week or the week before.
Do you want to be elaborate?
hey man, it's a computer in your brain, bro. Like, hey.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's a computer in your brain. Yeah. No, so next thing you come in.
Start glitching.
Yeah, start glitching for us.
Start glitching. Oh my god.
You don't get one bedroom. I should stop making these things. My mother watches this. Sorry, mama.
Oh wow.
Elon,
please send us a Cybertruck just for like 2 weeks. I mean, we'd have only two places that I know where you can charge an electric car. Airport Road, Duko. What's it called? Build Your Dream. BYD. It's a car company. I think it's Chinese.
Is it Avis?
Man,
It's like
Airport Road. Yeah, it's red with stuff.
It's called Avis or something.
Yeah. So there's that one, and then there's the one I think it was last year. Village. Zuva service station. Possibly.
Impala is everywhere, bro.
Impala is everywhere, bro. It's everywhere. Wow. So I have one last thing to say.
Feeling this is gonna be.
Oh, it's not Elon related. It's not Elon related.
But I know it's going to be violent.
Oh, it's violence. I think I warned you before, Kuti, when you talk about your Mozambican Airlines experience. I'm finally going to let my words out about my experience in 2020 when I was brought back home from my mission. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Eh?
Nanasi, 4 years later.
Bro, let me explain.
Yeah,
you can say I'm whining all you want, but I'm not happy. So here's what happened. 2019, I left home to go serve a mission. We got trained in Ghana for 6 weeks, and then ended up in DRC. Was learning French, although the country also speaks Swahili and Lingala. No one told me. We figured it out to take over. So I was supposed to be gone for 2 years. That was the plan. That was the whole thing. I got a little sick. Actually, two things happened. I broke my finger, this index finger. That's why I've got the glove on, because it hasn't healed since 2019, 2020 when it broke.
Because he was chastising demons.
Hey, win. And then I have a spinal cord injury. So yeah, martial arts injury from like 2014. So in DRC, that's where I got the opportunity to get a CT scan to figure out what the problem is. Because the doctor is the one who was actually like, let's get a CT scan, blah, 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 blah. So it turns out that I have a fractured disc on my spine. It's no big deal. I could probably get paralyzed, but I don't really care. So, they discover this and it's like, whatever, charge. I continue with my mission. Then on a Wednesday, it should have been a Wednesday, I was with my companion and two other missionaries that lived in the same apartment complex. We were shopping in town. We get a phone call from the mission president. He's like, Archie, Elder Makuja, Elder Ramanakiraina. Yes, that was my companion's last name. Ramanakiraina, he's from Madagascar. That one guy. Yeah. So he was like, Elder Makuja, Elder Ramanakiraina. Office. So like, cheapo. So we had to go home first because we had dressed in civilian clothes. So we had to dress up as missionaries and then go to the office. So we get there, and then the mission president calls me into the office, and he's like, he calls us separately. So he calls me. Literally, so I sit at the table. He's like, so Elder Makuja, we're speaking French at this point. He's like, Elder Makuja, how are you? How's your mission? How's the French going? How's everything going? And I'm like, all is well, blah, 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 blah. French is a bit difficult, but yeah, I'm getting there. Then he's like, I have bad news. I just got a call, literally just before I called you. You're going home tomorrow. We're picking you up at 2 p.m. Wakabaya Kumpagwenyi.
Pack your bags and get your shit.
You get your shit and get out. I was like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, they reviewed your medical records and they decided to send you home. And I was like, so suddenly, and he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's fine. He calls in my companion to tell him. We get emotional. A few tears come out. We go back. He drops us.
Movie, bro.
he picks us. He then takes us. He drops us off Kuden because it's now late and transport is dangerous at that time. So we get to the apartment and I go to my room. I start crying. because I dedicated 2 years of my life to this whole thing, and it's now over in just about 6 months.
You did that crime one pedza urowa.
Literally. So I'm crying. Then there's a little detail I won't say now. You'll have to read it in my upcoming book. No, this detail might get people in trouble, so I'll skip over.
Is that why you were pissed off, or you getting?
I'm getting there. So I get to the airport next day. So I didn't have a Monarch because my travel bag had been damaged a few weeks before because of travel between cities. So in the morning, I had to go back to the mission president's office, get money to buy a bag and things that I needed. Went into town, bought things, had to go back to the mission office, give him his change, come back to the apartment, pack up, and then get picked up and go. So at the airport, there's this guy who's supposed to help members of the church, especially us non-French speakers, with the process. I was given about $250, $300 by the mission president. He was like, Archie, just a token of appreciation, blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. I was like, abo. Because people in my mission were stealing money for some reason. So I end up using most of this money at the airport before even leaving DRC. And I left most of my stuff at the airport because, rush packing plus weight limits, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So I get on the flight. We land in Kenya. My layover was supposed to be 11 hours. It ends up being 17 hours. Exactly. So I'm chilling there. I had to now call my mission president. So I bought a SIM card, $10. Bought a SIM card, borrowed someone's phone, called the mission president, telling him, Archie, I'm stuck here for 17 hours and I'm out of money. And he's like, how are you out of money? And then I'm like, well, airport guy, I had to pay for this and that. And he's like, why did you pay? I gave that guy money. There was money in your passport for all those expenses. And I was like, oh, so I got robbed.
Okay, so welcome to Harare.
Literally, welcome to Harare.
In DRC.
So I was welcomed to Harare. Then, so fast forward, I'm at the airport. He manages to organize to get me $50 sent to me. I cash out this money. I'm now chilling in the airport. And then I see a group of missionaries who just landed as well. Now, these are like juniors. They were literally fresh out of the MTC. They'd arrived on their mission a week and a half before. And now they were getting sent home, but not home. They were getting sent to serve in their country. Because it was now COVID timeline where people were now being sent to Gutsimbadzao. So now I have to take care of these kids because I'm their senior. So I use up the money. We do the whole thing. Fast forward. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail because the detail part is at the end. So I get to Zim. There's no proper communication here. Itwa. So when you arrive in your home country, you're picked up by your stake president. And then your stake president takes you to the office, you have a chat, and then he releases you as a missionary, and now you're a civilian. So my stake president was not communicated with properly. He was told the day before I was arriving, Kuti Nkomana Rukrika. Munomtora ku airport. So now he picks me up, we get into the car. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the only time a missionary, literally, because the only time a missionary is sent home the way I was sent home is if they did something wrong.
You were like,
and I'm like, I didn't do anything. So I had a letter, fortunately, to give to him, which explained everything. But there was no explanation to members of the church. So now, as the country, fast forward a week and a half to 2 weeks after I left, the other missionaries that are from Zimbabwe that are in DRC came home to serve in Zim. But their travel was communicated properly and done properly, and everything was organized a week in advance. So now the whole church is like, oh, sakamfana uyu. Akaita mafani za commission because wamwe wake wakauya a week and a half after he left, and we knew.
But mafani za no it.
I didn't do anything. I didn't actually do anything. That's the funny part. I didn't actually do anything. I wanted to so bad, but I didn't. And I was so close. There were even members of the church that were trying to get me to do it with a missionary. They were trying to hook us up, but I didn't. I was like, good boy. As hard as it was, I was a good boy. Now, my anger, my issue is that for the longest time, even till now, I've been treated like a sinner in the church. Because when I came back, people were like, Angachi Shirama baby on mission. He was fucking bitches on mission. That's why he was sent home. Because and no one believed the true story that I was sick and I was sent home. They're like, why did they kick you out, basically, if you were sent home proper, if you didn't do anything bad?
So let's hope maybe they'll see this podcast now and they'll know about it.
Manje, it's too late. I'm chade. Because at the same time, I feel like it's stupid, but I feel like I deserve an apology from someone. Because that was unprofessional and uncalled for, and it made me leave the church. Well, it's part of the reasons why I stopped going. I may still hang out with the missionaries because I love missionaries. Because, yeah. Not in that way! Not in that way! Behave. That's not what I meant. Not in, you know what I mean. Not in that way. He's a dirty one, this one.
Oh, man.
I love missionaries. Not in that way. So that's why I just hang out with them. I just spend time with them.
I know what. I think on that note,
it's time to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.